Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Hello everyone, it's great to see you on kind of a somber day, 9/11/2022. Thank you so much for joining us. May we never forget the ones who fought for us and the ones who we remember how their life was taken away that day. So it's great to see everyone. So I want to talk today about the Kylie Rodney case. The more I look into this case, the more confused I am getting. And it's just becoming, I feel really bad for the family because I feel like, and I usually don't, talk negative on police whatsoever. So I don't want to say that I'm doing that, but we do have to talk about some things. Thank you, Ms. Pearson, for becoming a member. I greatly, greatly appreciate your membership. Thank you. So with this case, you know, I feel like the FBI, the local police, whoever should have let Adventures with Purpose really take out this car out of the water. I feel like there would not be near as much problems in this case as far as evidence falling out on the bottom of the lake. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, we literally have photos, guys, of a laptop, of a hairbrush, of a sweater, and then we pull the car out, right? We pull the car out that Adventures with Purpose had nothing to do with, while there is two FBI divers and police and whoever. And then when we pull the car out, like, I get it, there's a lot of cameras and everything, but you have to move at whatever pace. I mean, you can't mess this up. You can't move fast. So as we see that there's a laptop and everything in this car, and then you pull it out and, oh my God, there's not a laptop anymore. So where did that laptop go? Now, they did tarp off the back because obviously Kylie was in the back. However, Adventures with Purpose said on another channel that the way they normally do things is if like a window is down or anything, and they need to flip the car is they take the items out of the car and then tarp tarp off everything else so that nothing comes out of the car. But this did not happen. And in my opinion, this goes to shows that the police need a lot more experience in anything with water, for that matter. I mean, this is Adventures with Purpose. This is what they specialize in. This is what they do every single day. And I mean, God bless this this guy who's like pointing his camera. He's there and he's like, hey, there's a laptop and all kinds of stuff here, guys. Is somebody going to get it? It's only been sitting here a week. Something is wrong. This is not normal. And Adventures with Purpose, they are exactly, Tina took the words, true professionals. This is what they do. And this is not what these, I mean, look at this. Look at this. Right? We got a Truly can, a hairbrush, a sweater, a charger. Okay. Now we're taking the car out. Yeah, how could they get missed? How? What the hell's going on? There are mistakes made in a lot of cases. You would be floored how many. Yes, but damn, this is a high profile case, guys. This is a big case, right? And you cannot afford for there to be any F-ups in this one. Like, you can't. They didn't get missed. They just didn't care. I mean, I own a Honda CRV and they would be hard pressed to get into the hatch area, and also remember, we don't know how high the headrests are or in the middle. Yeah, I mean, to me, as far as I'm concerned, there is, in my opinion, there is no way that Kylie got back there by her own accord, and there also to be a seatbelt hanging out the back. Just my opinion, but it is what it is, right? Because law enforcement has made your mind before they're even found. Their thinking seems to be accident, nothing, nothing to see, folks. Here, move along. Exactly. Well, thank you, Obsessed with True Crime. How could they see the items under the water but couldn't see the car? How could they see the items under the water but couldn't see the car? I don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean. Yeah, if you'll hit the like button, guys, I'd greatly appreciate it. We'll take a look at what is it? TV? Is it Checkit TV? I think that's what it is. I have invited Checkit TV on to see if they wanted to come up. I would love to talk to Checkit TV and see what their thoughts are on this. I mean, God bless them for. Guys, please go subscribe to Checkit TV if you haven't. This is a YouTube, sure. Let's see here. Hello, look at this. Knock, knock. Law enforcement. What's going on here? Thank you, Anonymous Sleuth, for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Please don't let this later rest. I mean, exactly. I mean, these things, it's valuable. You know what I mean? I mean, like, where the hell's her phone, right? We don't know where the phone is, so, but we do know where the laptop is. It's sitting on the bottom of the floor of the lake, and nobody seems to notice other than, you know what? And listen, they can give YouTubers hell for whatever reason, and sometimes it's very much warranted, and sometimes it's not. But let me tell you something. Just like in the Gabby Petito case, when it came to, I've got such a bad memory, guys. The people, Jen and them, who I can't think of their channel name right now. I'm so sorry. But they have an RV and they go around. Somebody will tell me in the comments, I know, but they were the ones that found Gabby Petito. It's on the end of my tongue, man. What's the, come on, guys, help me. It starts with Red, White, and Bethune. Thank you so much, Glenda. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. So they were the ones who found, more or less, Gabby Petito. YouTubers, right? So Checkit TV, God bless them, because you know what? It would have probably been, they would have probably never found the freaking laptop the way it's going. Checkit TV, a YouTuber, found all of this stuff just laying at the bottom. You know what? After they pulled out the car, right? Don't you think you would want to go and sift through everything and make sure there's no, nothing at the bottom, no secondary, evidence or anything? They were into the van life. Yeah, they were in Red, White, and Bethune. Jen and they're just great family. Can I please slow chat? I absolutely can. Just for you, my love. Give me 2 seconds. Go into the studio. Content. Guys, if while I'm doing this, if you guys don't mind hitting the thumbs up button, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel out, helps the algorithm, and it's a free way to help. So yes, we will slow chat subscribers. There we go. All right, now that should do it. So if Checkit TV comes in, let's, if you would like to come up or call in, I'm going to try the phone system again. Please don't call in yet. We're going to try to see if it works again, but we'll just have to see. Now, this is by Checkit TV, guys. Please subscribe.
Everybody here with me?
Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I subscribed when there was like 2,000 people, and then overnight he was like 15 or 20,000. I don't even know where he's at now, but he deserves every single subscriber that he's got, and that is, to put it mildly, because here we go. Another web sleuth, YouTuber, whatever you want to say, found these.
Me? You can come in. The numbers to report the evidence. I have found a bunch of other glass.
Now, his service here is a little bit rocky, so it's kind of in and out. So we just have to, kind of listen through it.
Can't. So I guess this is. I have to show you what happened. What I did was I spent about an hour just looking everywhere over there for glass. For any I found a small piece of glass which I thought was vehicle glass. To find it, I have found a bunch of other glass that was from bottle caps. So I did that first, right? I brought Chico here with us. And I found something. I found a lot more evidence, and I tried calling the numbers to report the evidence. Called the local police department here in Truck. They said they're not handling the case. Transfer me there because I keep going area of all the detectives, and that wasn't fun. So I hope that you guys are here. Whoever's on the chat, once I show you what I found, please call Placer County Sheriff. They're handling the investigation. Let them know that a knucklehead on YouTube found some evidence. I tried reaching out to.
And I love how he doesn't take himself so seriously. He's like a knucklehead on YouTube found this, not the FBI, not the police, nothing like that. He says a knucklehead on YouTube, which I mean, it's like, guys, it's not in the car. It was in the car. Now it's not in the car. So, where's it at? It's on the bottom, right?
To the investigator who was close with the family. I've tried reaching out to Lost Lodge, the Instagram. I've reaching out to people in the community who know the family or over an hour. No one has returned my calls. I don't know what to do. What I think I will do. Hi, Chico. The AC's on here for Chico. One thing I will do is I'm going to show you guys what I found. All right. I hope you guys are ready. I'm going to leave.
Okay. So, anyway, yeah, we're just, we invited him up, and if he wants to come up, I would love to have him up. It's just really sad that, the FBI didn't find, aren't they experienced divers and all of this, but it's just not, it's not working. Not working for me. Okay, another thing I want to talk about that has been floating around the internet. And I want to ask you if anybody, okay, this photo, right? Hi, they have the FBI there. They all knew where the evidence was. It seems they didn't not want it found. Yeah. I mean, hell, people could be, I don't know. Do you believe maybe they knew and needed some attention to Truckee? Like, no, I don't think that's the reason, but I mean, nothing would surprise me either. I will do that, Amber. Okay, so has anybody seen this photo of what appears to be Kylie, right? They asked him when he found the laptop if the phone was down there. You are kidding me. You are kidding me. They seriously asked him that? God, I give up. Oh my God. Can I make the picture bigger? Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. No, I can't. Hold on. Let me try it like this. Here, I can do it. Hold on 1 second. So this is supposed to be a picture of Kylie. And my question is, okay, we're going to try this. Hello?
Hello?
Hey there.
Hi.
How?
Is this Jessica Hall?
This is.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in and point out my opinion.
Okay.
I think it all leads to foul play
Okay.
because Holly couldn't get into the back of that rear vehicle. I had that SUV,
Right.
and the back seat is very high.
They're very
So
high. Yes.
it's high to the back, and there's no way, even if you went into the water, you could float across those seas.
Mm-hmm. You see, my thing is like, I'm wondering, when was this picture taken? Was it taken the night that Kylie went missing? Could this be a photo that somebody had taken that she was in distress? Remember, kind of like the Summer Wells thing. Could it be anything like that?
Yes.
That's what makes me wonder.
Well, I wonder. I mean, she was a small girl,
Yes.
but tall. Let's don't forget her height. I'm 5'7",
Mm-hmm.
and to me personally, to crawl into a back of a SUV is with the height. I'm not talking about weight, but with the height. I weigh 125. I'm a little more weight than she is, but it would be very difficult to get into the back cargo with the seats up. In my opinion, even in water, I don't know how she got across the back seat with the headrest. They're very high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we have to remember the car was flipped, so she would technically be going under, right?
Correct. Even well, you could go in and measure from the headrest
Exactly.
to the top of that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
there's not very much room.
Yeah,
Now,
there's
I own a caddy SUV,
mm-hmm.
and I measured from the headrest to that cargo
Right,
in the back seat. There's not even 2 foot.
right, and a Cadillac would be much bigger, much bigger. You know, as
Well, not so much. It's not very much bigger. But what I'm saying, it should have more room, right? It is bigger,
yeah,
but you don't have as much. Well, you might have a little more space, but with 2 foot, even with, I'm talking about her height.
mm-hmm.
Her height is not going to go across, in my opinion. It takes a lot to get her back there, even in water. So in my opinion, I think there's some foul play.
Definitely,
She was placed back there.
definitely. I agree.
I just want to call in to give that opinion. I hope we get answers soon.
Yes.
I'd love to get them sooner than November, but
Oh my God. I mean,
and another question poses to me: if they were friends, why did they leave her?
they weren't friends. That's not a true friend, in my opinion.
I agree, 100%.
Well,
If I was out with friends partying and they was really messed up, I would not leave them behind.
yes. Well, thank you
But
so
I
much
just
for
wanted to call
calling.
in. Oh, absolutely, and thank you for taking my call.
Of
I
course.
love your show. You're not a judgmental, quick to judge,
Thank you.
and I love watching your show.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Call back sometimes, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Well, that was a great call. Anonymous Sleuth, Checkit is wise to take advice in his comments. He is putting in real work, and thanks for giving him due credit and supporting him. Justice for all. Thank you so much, Anonymous Sleuth. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate anybody who, comes and, does the work. And yeah, if you guys want to call in now that I know that my calls are actually working, call in. We would love to definitely speak with you. Underwater, it would be more difficult to navigate to the back. And with an open window, it would be concise so where your comment goes, so she could have climbed out. Yeah, I mean, it's not, even Adventures with Purpose says, listen, it's normal to go for them to find people in the back seat, right? It is not normal for them to see someone in the hello.
Hey, Justin, how are you?
Good. How are you, my love?
This is Bernadette.
Hi, Bernadette.
I think it's crazy.
What's crazy?
I think.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Okay, what was the question?
Oh, no, there was no question. What's up, my dear? Go ahead.
I think she probably died before she went in the vehicle.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like there was something. I feel like, just my opinion, that she was gone before that car ever hit the water. In my opinion, she did not go to the back, no way, shape, or form. And also, how did that belt buckle get to the back, in the back, in the trunk,
Exactly. And she's a tall girl.
Yes, she is a tall
I mean,
girl.
all them legs could not get around that.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
I think she was pinned. I always thought suspicion on it,
Mhm.
but foul play all the way.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the family that they didn't even, if you saw her or the family, her celebration, they didn't even say AWP in any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just so much confusion and just so much going on, and they're trying to process their grief and all of this mad,
Which is understandable.
mad, high profile case, and we should just let them deal with it ever how they need to deal with it. I would say probably the best thing is to not listen to anything other than the police at this point. You know what I mean? Or whoever that they need to listen to. But I mean, I wouldn't personally listen to like YouTube and stuff, as because if they're family members personally.
Well, we already got foul play on LE, so.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they
the
didn't
law
get all
enforcement
her.
has been very incompetent, in my opinion, at best.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. All right, my dear. Anything else you want to say? I got some more
Thank you.
calls coming in.
All right. You have a great evening. I love you.
Love
You're
you
doing
too.
a great job.
Thank you so much. Call in again, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Hello.
Is this Justice Pearl?
That's me.
Oh, it is.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Here's Johnny.
Oh, hey, here's
And,
Johnny. How are you doing?
And I'm doing good. I was just calling because I had sent a thing saying that I have a Honda CRV.
Okay, you have a Honda CRV.
And-
Great.
Right, and that I said that the headrest in the back, there's no way you could climb over it. And so I went and measured.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I had the headrest at the lowest in the back, it's 10.5 inches.
Wow.
So, I mean, from the top of the ceiling to the headrest. And that's at the lowest that it would go. So, I mean, we're talking, it'd be damn hard pressed to slither in there, period. So,
Thank you, Sheer.
my opinion.
Yes. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, no, I mean, to me, it's not even a question, in my opinion, at least. It's not even a question of whether she got back there on her own, because I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
No.
And I really trust Adventures with Purpose. I believe that, even though this was his, the diver, it was his first time he's ever seen a body, and he said this looks, in his opinion, looks suspicious. He has nonetheless been around, right? They've done multiple times. So I think, sorry, I'm looking at the comments, I get sidetracked. That if they think, there's some suspicion there, then I believe them, because this is what they do. And I don't believe that they would have,
Absolutely.
I do not believe that they would have ever said it seems like it could be suspicion to them if they didn't believe that. You know, if this was just
Absolutely.
if this was just a thing, you know, just a normal thing that they see every day, you know, maybe, you know, they would. But this is something is up. Something is definitely up, in my opinion.
Well, I've watched them for at least 2 years, and so I've watched just about, well, I've watched everything that they've posted, and few police agencies have wanted the glory of, you know, they'll boot AWP off uh, and wanted to pull the vehicles up themselves. But AWP has been very good about describing how they pull the vehicles up, what they do, how to preserve evidence, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And so when I was them pulling Kylie's vehicle up, I thought, what the hell? I mean, this is not, and they obviously, and I knew it wasn't AWC pulling it up, but it's like, do they not realize this is absolutely not a protocol that they should have at least asked AWP, you know, how they should pull it up if they wanted to pull it up, and, you know, just some advice.
Right.
But,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
I don't want people to think it's bashing, but I think we also have to be critical of anybody that is in any type of authority and power.
right,
And it's nothing personal. I think we need to give them kudos whenever they deserve it, but I also think we you know we have to also give criticism, you know, fair criticism, uh, whenever needed as well. I just don't understand
or,
how, you know, obviously Adventures with Purpose is going to show them the video, but you know, when the law
mhm,
enforcement gets there, and obviously they're going to see a laptop charger, right? A hairbrush and everything. And when you pull this vehicle out of the car, that Adventures with Purpose had nothing to do with it. They just stood to the side and said, okay, y'all do it because that's the way law enforcement wanted to do it.
correct.
And they see these pictures of this laptop charger, they pull out the car and it's not there. Oh my God. Well, where the hell is it? It doesn't just disappear.
And I think that's the most frustrating thing, and um, really deplorable that they didn't even think of that or question it or even go back down and look.
Well,
Um,
exactly.
and you have to know that you have to know that if you're going to turn a vehicle upside down and not secure the open windows, that, geez, maybe something's going to fall out. I don't know. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I can kind of figure that one out.
So Adventures with Purpose, they say that if they're removing a car and the windows, you know, and there's potential evidence that's in the car that could potentially fall out of the car when they flip it over or they take it out or whatever, is what they do. They they uh, they take out the potential evidence so it doesn't get
Right.
damaged or fall out or anything, and then they I guess they end up tarping off the rest so nothing
Right.
additional goes in or out of the car, and then that's when they pull it out.
Right.
But
They
law
don't flip
enforcement
it
or
over.
whatever, they just completely just flip it and pull it out.
Yeah.
The only
Yep.
thing that they
A&W,
wrapped was the
that's,
back.
that was just my 2 cents, and I love your channel,
Crap, I
and
muted
I
it,
love
guys. I'm
your
sorry.
coverage, and you've done a great job.
Thank you so much. I
And
greatly appreciate it.
I've never called in before to anything. So this
Aw,
is my first.
what's your first time? I feel honored. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You
Thank
take care.
You too, hon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Anonymous Sleuth says, hold on. Anonymous Sleuth says, Nathaniel 20 was arrested August 10th of murder on charges for supposedly selling fentanyl to a 15-year-old taking, oh my God, the party was August 6th. He could have been at the party. Is that one dude who was talking about the police coming to his house and stuff? Remember, he was real weird. Was that him? I can't remember. Thank you so much for that. The parents were celebrating Kylie's. Yes, I put the link in my Patreon yesterday. They were celebrating Kylie's life yesterday. It was bittersweet, and you just shouldn't have to celebrate someone's short life at 16. That, in my opinion, was taken away. But nonetheless, it was bittersweet. People, there's, to me, it wasn't a tragic accident, but that's just. Nate was confirmed to be at the party. The girl who died in June, I think it was something like that. More people have. Well, I did a piece recently when this is when Anne Heche had passed away, because there's the fentanyl that's going around now that they're marketing more towards children, and kids, not children. I mean, maybe children. Kids are children, I guess. So, but they look like Smarties. They look like the little Smarties pills, right? Or the little candies. And just another way to get kids hooked, right? And so right here, what I was showing right here, here's the laptop. Here's the laptop. Now, we don't have a phone that we know of. Who knows if it was beaten with a hammer, if it was thrown over a hill, if it's in someone's closet, if it's buried somewhere, if it's in the lake, right? Who knows? But this is one of the biggest pieces of evidence that we have right now, is this laptop, right? It could be very much connected with the same cloud account, which I would almost certainly say, in my opinion, that it would be, right? Which they can pull everything up from our phone, more or less. Yeah, sync to the laptop. Exactly. And the police don't have it. They did not have this. And it just gobsmacks me. I mean, look at this, guys. See this hairbrush? Right? This is the photo that we have from Adventures with Purpose. And they showed them, the police, this before they took out the vehicle, to show that, yeah, this was indeed Kylie's car, before they start wrenching it up and, getting it out of the water. It's like a game of match, right? This hairbrush here. Well, looky here. This is the one that was pulled up a week or so later. Admitted that he came on his own, not hired by family. See, I don't really know much about SF Investigates. The FBI is no longer involved in this case, according. So this is the thing. Like, I know that there was 2 FBI divers, and they apparently didn't check to see if anything fell out of the car. However, this should be, in my opinion, completely, they need to give this to the FBI and let them take care of this case. They seem to be lazy, even try to solve this. I mean, come on. Yes. Okay. If anybody wants to call in, you're welcome to call in 307-228-4906. Thank you so much, Azizel. Good to see you again, Justin. Thank you. Thank you. Did I wrench you? I don't know if I did or didn't. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, yeah, you guys are welcome to call in if you want to call in. Wonder if Sammy, that so-called boyfriend, was in love with her and hated seeing her. Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now, I think that this was a fight over something that I don't know, but was over something. I think it was over a guy. If you guys want to call in again, I think I just missed a call. Sorry. You can try to call that again. I think I had it off for a second. I apologize. Why is this not their case? Prosser is in land reservoir. Yes. I mean, to me, it should just be completely the FBI because I feel like they have more resources, they have more credibility. Okay. Let's see here. 973, hello.
Hi, it's Amy again. I was on your thing before on the other channel.
Amy.
Hi. You know, I have to go with the Adventures with Purposes assessment.
Yeah.
And I said this last night. I think Betty had a BHP had a show, and I think it was last night or another night. I don't remember when I said this, but they were there. They saw it. They felt it. They experienced the whole situation in the water. So for me, when I hear people say this has to be an accident, there's no foul play, it's not suspicious. Well, you weren't there. You didn't see it. That's my response to them. Like, and I even said this to Bullhorn Betty last night. Like, you and the other people, you guys went to Ben Hill and you saw what the situation was like. You felt it. You experienced the whole setting, the whole topography, everything. So I'm saying that you know that there would be no way that she would have been abducted or someone could have snuck on the property.
Right.
So I'm going to go by that, by what you've said, because you've been there, you've seen it. So I'm not going to really argue with that opinion of what you saw because you were actually there. So that's why I'm going with the opinion that this was foul play 100%, because I don't see how someone would get in the way back of that seat. And, you know, people say not to bash the mother, but you know what I think is going on with the whole yesterday situation? She's acting very defensive.
Yes.
There must be issues between her and the father because she was being what they call a permissive parent. We don't know if she's had issues with that in the past with him. That could be what's going on because she's not going to sit there and blame herself because she was letting her daughter do what she wanted to do. And I just think that a lot of it, I'm not good with the forensics and figuring out, you know, how she got in the back or all the timing, but I'm just saying that because they were there and they saw the whole situation and how she was placed in the back of the vehicle, that I'm going to go with what they believe, that this was foul play.
Yes.
And it looks suspicious.
Mhm.
And I think that, people get upset with people saying, don't bash the police, but you know what? We have every right to bash police that aren't doing their job, that aren't protecting the communities that they are given hardworking taxpayer dollars to protect. So
Right.
I that's my problem. There's a lot of police that do really well, but I'm just not feeling it with these people. I don't know if it's not to be mean, but the state, that it's, everything. You don't want to talk about politics, but, the politics of that state is just really different. And I do see a lot of things deteriorating in that state as far as crime is concerned. Things aren't being prosecuted. It's not that safe anymore. Just very much like New York City, it's not that safe anymore. So I think that people have to pay attention to who they're electing into these positions so that they get what they pay for, and not be in an unsafe community. And that it happens to their kids. They want to have people to do the proper job and have YouTubers like you and everyone else pushing for justice and pushing for answers and pushing for the truth.
Right.
So that's all. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of breath. I'm doing laundry as
Oh
I'm
God,
talking.
I know. I do mine on Sunday too. It's like for the work week.
But that's all I could say is that okay. I don't know.
No, I
That's
agree
my
with you,
thing.
Amy. I agree. I mean,
I don't know what else you could say about it. But
yeah. I mean, I have. To me, it's not bashing the police. It's being critical of something that's very simple to do.
Of course.
And should have been checked.
You have to challenge things today. You just can't accept an answer, because if everybody did that,
We're sheep.
they would accept something wrong. Like if you accept, everything that the doctor tells you, that somebody else tells you, then, or what science is telling you, science has to be challenged. Medical people have to be challenged in order to live in a safe society. We just can't be groupthink and automatons going along with the program. When something doesn't feel right, you have to really challenge it and not just go along just to get along.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of egos, involved too in these, and they're like, I know it's an embarrassment that they feel like they checked it, and then Adventures with Purpose comes in and they're there 20 minutes and they see it.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's like the new hire in the office that seems to get everything done, and then everybody hates them.
Yes.
Because then it shows how bad they are,
Right.
And then they harass that good person out of a company.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
I do.
That's my analogy of it. So. All right, I'll let somebody else call.
Thank you.
Have
I
a good
always love
night.
to
Nice
hear
talking to you again. Have a nice rest of the weekend.
You
Take
too,
care.
Amy. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I always love to hear Amy's commentary. She always makes sense to me. Candy Girl, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. For just cents a day, you can feed me. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. All right, we got another caller coming in here somewhere. Let's see here. All right, 727, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Yeah, I just had a comment. After the one guy went out and located the laptop and stuff, there was also a girl that went out there, and remember there was a Truly can that was in the car, and it was a mango flavor?
Yep.
She also pulled that out and had it in a Ziploc baggie. I think that came from the car too.
I mean, I mean, this is the thing. If the police don't have that in their inventory, that there was that truly can, then
Yeah.
it probably is by far.
Yeah, because she said she went diving down there and that's what she found. And it was mango, and it was a mango one that was in the car.
Sure. Well, I
You
mean,
know,
just like Marissa, Molly Golightly, Bullhorn Betty, Olivia, JLR, when they were down at the Bryan Laundry and they found, what was it they found? I think they found that it was like a, was it a cup or a mug or something like that?
Yeah.
And you know, the FBI and everyone else, they had already searched the area, and I mean, they had pictures of like it in Gabby's van. And
Mhm.
so, and you know, they got a lot of heat for that. What, it was the water bottle. That's right, the water bottle. And you know, and they got a lot of heat for that. But trust me, I mean, they do miss things at times, and a lot of times it's just egos involved. And we, you know, I get it that they don't want to feel incompetent in any way or anything, but it's rather to, you know, get the evidence and solve the case. That way people are not, you know, busting your balls over, you know, not solving the case
Yeah.
other than just a stupid, you know, water bottle. So
Yeah. Well, I know Doug with AWP was talking about if they would have been able to remove the car, they would have just pulled it out in the position that it was in on top. They wouldn't have flipped it.
yes.
That's what Doug said on Zap Girl.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just like, I don't know. It's like everybody's kind of like hush hush, and people are, there's just too much being looked over,
Yes.
you know. And yes, my opinion, I do feel that it was child play, you know. But I just pray that answers will come, and you know, I pray for the family. I feel so bad for them that they had to go through this. And I just hope they get some justice for this. I know it's not going to bring her back or anything, but I just hope that there's justice in this. And, you know, I just wanted to call in. And I'm Country Girl, by the way.
Oh,
I watch you and Molly. I watch you and Molly constantly.
oh, thank you.
So
So sweet.
I'm talking about constantly. I'll be up in the middle of the night watching Molly.
Thank you.
But anyway, well, I'm going to let somebody else come on up. And love you.
Love
And
you
I
too.
love your makeup. I love everything
Thank
about
you.
you and Molly. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And I hope to talk to you again.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, 256. Hello, 256.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. I was watching your program, and the night that you showed on there about the 15-year-old girl and all, that was on another program where she had pulled it up, and that was the tow truck driver.
Yes.
Pulled up. That was his record. I didn't hear you say that was it, but you know, I have a couple of things that I believe in AWP also. I'm like everyone else,
Yes.
but I believe that they told the truth. They don't have anything really to lose one way or the other. They're not getting paid. They're not getting a reward apparently or anything else. So what do they have to lose in
Right.
telling the truth? And they're not even telling everything.
Well, the only thing they
They
have
said
is their
we follow.
reputation, which is superb. You know, they have a wonderful reputation across the board. You know, and
Yes, sir.
you think about it when flipping, you know, like flipping something, you know, it's just like flipping a water bottle, but it's a car. You know, if you flip that car up, it just everything goes everywhere, right? And
Exactly.
it's I wish they would have let Adventures with Purpose take that out.
I do not live out there in California, so I do not know. I don't live in Nevada. I'm from the South. But I can tell you right now, some of the things that they have said on here about the sheriff being the one that does the autopsies and that kind of stuff, that's just crazy. I mean, that's like
Oh my God, I talked about that yesterday. I mean, you have the sheriff doing 3 major jobs, right?
Right.
And it's all in one? No.
I just don't have that much time to put into it.
Yes, exactly. Here's Johnny. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Yeah,
But,
shouldn't have to be doing all
I'm
that.
not a rocket scientist. I do have a college education, but it's not in police work or any of that, forensics or any of that. But I'm going to tell you something. This case, from the very beginning, when Nevada County did not really want AWP to check that reservoir again, you know, we've checked it, it's good. Well, you know what? I would welcome somebody else to come in. And here you've got a family that's distraught. You've got all these kids that, you know, the drugs were there, you know, the alcohol was there. Most of them were underage until later. And you've got the girl that is stepping out and saying that she drank and all. Did she bring the stuff? We don't know. You know, apparently she gets to do what she wants to do. And I think you were right. I think you hit on something earlier about the parents, the 2 parents not getting along. I think the dad has acted more like somebody that has lost her daughter and really and truly loved her. I think the mother was so I think the daughter was more like a friend. They were best friends.
Sure.
And I've seen that many times. And, you know, if that's what worked for her, that's fine. But, you know, we can all stand back and we have 20/20 vision when it's not ours. We can look back and you know, as I call it, be a quarterback, you know. But I just somehow, this mother, you know, keeps saying she doesn't want people arrested because of it and all that. How in the world can you lay down at night and not realize and not look and see that these teenagers that are smiling in your face are the ones that left her that night?
Yeah.
Left her there. Your 16-year-old left her there by herself, apparently. You know, and I think somebody was in the car, in the passenger seat, and at the AWP, Doug, on one of the other shows, he didn't say it. They had asked him, will you tell us if the car was in neutral? And he said he couldn't tell it. But then they were talking about that the diver moved the wheel, which tells you that it has to be in some kind of home position for you to turn the steering wheel. You can't turn a steering wheel. It's locked. You know that. I know that.
Sure.
That if it's not in neutral. And they didn't move the gear shift. They told them not to move the gear shift. So common sense tells me that the car was in neutral. And which tells me why would she have the car in neutral? And how did she get in the very back? And I just don't believe with the windows down, if the girl was alive, she would have gone out that window. I mean, this girl looked like an athlete to me. They didn't say anything, but, you know, she walked through the woods and hikes and all that stuff. They were supposed to go hiking the next day. So apparently she was in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, there's just too much there. You got too much. And I think this police or county sheriff and all, I just hate it, but I don't think they did what they were supposed to do. I really don't. I think they're overwhelmed, and I think they need to call in and tell the FBI to take it over. And the guy on that I think, Checkit, that found all that stuff,
Yes.
he had a Truly can too.
Yes.
He found a Truly can. And the laptop, the brush and all. But, he left it down there for a while and he took his camera and took a picture of it and tried to get the police, and they told him they weren't coming. And then when they got in touch with the granddaddy apparently called somebody, and the police was sent down there 2 or 3 hours later. And then the granddaddy had all the stuff. So, why in the world would the police not go? You got an answer for that one. Why wouldn't, if somebody called you and said, I've got all this stuff that we know came from Kylie's car, why wouldn't you go?
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It really.
But anyway, I know you're busy, and I love your show. I just found it today.
Oh, well, thank you.
I was just flipping through and found it today.
Well, thank
so
you.
It's going to be now one of my favorites. I really do enjoy it. But
thank you.
I know I have a crazy. I'm from Alabama, so everybody
I'm from
says,
West
"Oh,
Virginia,
people from the
so
South are not smart." But
that is not true. That is not true.
no, it's not. But anyway, I just kind of. I haven't gone out there, but I watch the different shows, and but I tell you, if you just listen to AWP and listen to each one of them, when you're not asking them a direct question,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times they'll give stuff like they were talking about the diver turning the wheels, and one of them said, "Can you turn the wheels when they're locked?" And he said, "No."
Of course not.
Well, there you go. There you go. It had to be, the key had to be in the ignition, and it had to be in neutral. I mean, and that was something everybody says they couldn't figure out. Well, just listen. All you have to do is listen to them. But I tell you what, I thank God every day that they did go down there. And
me too. They would still be looking for her. They would still be looking for her.
Well, it would be nothing but bones by the time somebody actually found her.
Yes.
I mean, that's sad to say, but I don't know. I tell you what, I'm for the police, but there's so many bad police too. I mean, when I was growing up, we had police that would bust teenagers and then take it to the local McDonald's and sell them to other teenagers, the drugs that they just bust somebody with.
Goodness.
And when you try to tell your parents, they were like, But I know you got another call. I hear it coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me get on here and
course.
express my opinion.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. 941. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Is this you can talk to Justin?
This is. Hey, could you turn down the back
I'm
what you're
sorry.
listening to? That's fine. No worries.
I'm
Yes.
back. Hello?
Yes, can you hear us?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
I can.
Go ahead with what you wanted to say, my dear.
What I wanted to say is I love you and your show. It's
Oh,
just
thank
wonderful. And Molly, but I didn't know if you saw the video. I think it was on Zab, Z-A-B girl or whatever her name, isn't it Zab girl?
Yes.
Showed like the next day, Sammy and I don't know who was with her. It had to be another girl. Were canoeing in that yellow boat right over Sammy's car, and they were showing as they were walking up there, who is Sammy talking to further away? And I noticed that during the rowing, had to be two girls. One had her fingernails painted, and it was an Apple Watch, and the other one had their fingernails painted, and it was a dainty pink one. And why would they be riding over the lake? What would they be looking for? You know?
Sammy was doing this?
Huh?
You say Sammy was on this?
Sammy, yeah.
Really?
And it was on Zab Girl that showed the video. Someone, and I was like, what? think it was that, Bob, because her friend Eunice or somebody was out there and captured the video. And they rode right over Sammy's car. So it kind of tells me they were there and what were they looking for? You know, just checking to make sure everything was gone. That's what's really been bothering me in my head. Haven't any other YouTubers seen that? And when you watch the hands row, it's two different hands, but they're in fingernail polish, but they're both girls. And one has on like a black Apple watch, you know, kind of thick. And on the other hand of the other person that helps with the oar has a dainty little pink watch.
Okay, so people are saying that was anime. That
oh, it was?
Yeah, that
was it true?
Okay, now I know what you're saying. Okay, guys. So that wasn't.
So that was. It wasn't true, Justin?
That wasn't it wasn't Sammy. That was anime.
Oh, okay. That was riding over the car?
Yes.
Where Sammy was? Okay.
Yeah,
good, because that's fucking me in my mind, you know?
Yeah.
And Kylie's parents both being a lawyer, they would have in both those counties very close, tight-knit families, the police and the judges and the lawyers. They're all protect their own, you know, and what was I going to say? And that's what scares me too. I wish it could be in a different jurisdiction because there's too much of a confliction of the parents being lawyers. Are they? And I don't know if Sammy's parents are lawyers in the area Sammy lives in.
Well, that's.
And the same.
Yeah, well, see, this is the thing. Now, Sammy's parents, from what we understand, one is an attorney and the other one is allegedly a PI.
Oh, great.
Yes. Now,
Sammy or Kylie?
Pardon me?
Did you say Sammy's mom and dad or Kylie's?
Sammy's.
Oh, yeah, that's what I worry about.
Yes.
Because they'll have pull, you know.
Now, from what we understand, Sammy has lawyered up, which she has every right to do. However, it's interesting how she was speaking so much in the beginning, trying to arrange how to find Kylie and believing that, you know, Kylie was alive and they were going to find her.
I think her mother, I saw it somewhere, told her to stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
And took her right up to college to, you know, get her to be quiet because she's putting her foot right in the puddle, you know?
Yeah.
And did Sammy come home to Kylie's memorial?
I don't know. Do you guys know if Sammy was there yesterday at the celebration of life? I doubt it.
That's pretty bad. They're such good friends, according to Sammy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the only people that says she's the only person that says that they're best friends, but
yeah, I feel so sorry for the family.
Okay, she actually was there yesterday. Okay.
Huh?
She was there yesterday. Okay.
Oh, tell it, or
she spoke.
Kelly was there?
Yes.
Or Sammy was there?
Sammy was there yesterday, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. But I saw on one of the videos that it said that Sammy, every time Sammy gets on, I don't know if it's Instagram or YouTube, but whatever one she gets on, the girl said a red warning came up that said, GOV, Governor something watch, meaning she's on a watch. They're watching her. But I don't know if that's true. That's what the girl said.
Yeah. Well, we'll have
The
to.
girl, not the YouTuber, someone in the audience. She said that was weird.
Yeah.
With the families, yeah.
Yes. Well, I've got some more callers, so I appreciate you calling.
Okay.
Please call back again, okay?
I will, and I love your show, and
Thank you.
you're the best one on there.
Oh,
You
you're very
handle
sweet.
everything so patiently and
Thank you.
intelligently. So you got a gift there.
Thank you, my
So
love.
stick with it.
I appreciate
Okay,
you. You enjoy your day.
Okay, you
All right.
too, Joseph. Later.
All right. Bye-bye, honey. All right. Great call. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. Let's try to get to some of this stuff now. So the Nevada County Sheriff's State releases Thursday. Our office continues to receive many questions about this case of Kylie Rodney. While the investigation is still active, we can share that. Just 1 second, please. No calls for 1 second. Please, 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 please. Just 1 second. While the investigation is still active, we can share that we are the lead investigative agency. We continue to work in partnership with the California Highway Patrol Major Accident Investigations Team and the FBI. So there we have it, Nevada County Sheriff's Office, UNO number 1. And you know what? They're going to, I just beg. I mean, to me, it feels like Egos 101 again. And it reminds me of the Summer Wells case regarding not wanting to hand it over. So, yes. Okay. So if somebody, you can call back in now if you want. It's fine. You are welcome to call back in. I don't know. Like I really want. There's just questions that I have that really press me. I want to know who was in the car with Sammy and Kylie that night, if it did happen. 1, who did Sammy go home with? 2, 3, has anyone said where Jagger actually was? Has anyone came from the party and said Jagger was there potentially? 205, welcome. Thank you. 205.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you doing?
Good. And okay, I was stumbling through YouTube earlier, and I came across this trailer, and his channel's under Living Lake Life, and he literally has like no subs hardly.
It's under what?
Living Lake Life.
Living Light.
Living and then Lake Life. Lake Life.
Oh, Living Lake Life. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He is like he's like really genius. He went step by step. Like he has a bunch of shorts, and then you'll see it's the first thing he's got like 35 minutes long. But he breaks down and he goes through screen by screen until he's watchable up. But it's basically showing all the donations and how you can link the tow driver, Lindsay, and the governor all together through donations.
Really?
I swear to God, like look, I was blown away. Yes.
Living, and this is on YouTube?
Yes, Living and then Lake Life.
Lake Life. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. Lake Life Family. I don't even see them.
Let's see if I can.
Living Lake Life.
Yeah, let's see. Give me the link. I can get it on my computer and send it to you. I don't even have my computer's up. I can send it to you.
And it's Kylie
He's got a
Rodney.
bunch of shorts. He's only got, a lot of his videos are shorts, but then he's cleaned up breaking it down. I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see my laptop. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to.
Lake Time. It's Living Lake Time. I'm sorry.
Living Lake Time.
Time. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Living Lake Time.
Time. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and like he didn't have any kind of channel before. He's not really got any subs. It's not like he's trying to excuse or nothing. But there's
750.
a video he's got 35 minutes on it, and oh my God, I was blown away.
Is it the 34-minute and 25-second video?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look at them.
Yeah, please look at that. Because, he goes screen by screen, tells you how to look it up and everything. But basically, that land that's connected to their land, it's owned by this major contributor, which he shows them. They contribute like $4,900 major, like the most contributed to use the government fund, I guess, apparently, like at a time or whatever. And most of Governor Wu's contributions have came from that family or whatever. And the tow truck driver, he comes in because that family has got somebody in the family that is a dispatcher for California, the dispatch center or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he ties it all in. It goes screen by screen, but did you look at it? Because I'm like, oh my God. And then now, I guess as investigates, he put up his stuff. He just got that job in December.
Yes, he's new.
He knows a lot. He's just like, I don't really want to make you look bad. He's like, just tell everybody the truth. And I don't want. But yeah, so I think maybe AWP knows something, but they don't want to.
Well, Adventures with Purpose, they definitely know.
Yeah.
They definitely know more.
But why do you think you tell somebody mind their business? That's why her mom said mind your business. Because if you go to follow it, yeah, it's about money. It's all about money.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
hon.
you.
All right. Bye-bye. We'll check them out. It's Living Lake Time. And I haven't never heard of them. Let's see here. Where the hell did we? Okay. And the video is called.
Thank you for stopping by. This is my long version of the research that I did at the end of this video. I'm going to try to put chapters in there.
And it's titled The Strange Donations of Helicopter Wu. Hey, Mike, welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up something. This was the celebrating Kylie's life yesterday. I dropped it in Patreon, but I didn't really get to watch much of it. It seems like there was a lot of people there. A lot of people said that Sammy wanted to be front and center of the attention again. I can't judge either way because I didn't really see it. Okay. Who did she fight at the party? I feel like there was a fight at the party. In the timeline, it talks about Sammy, or it's not Sammy, Kylie fell in a hole and they, helped get her up. Did she really fall in a hole or did a fight take place? I feel like something happened right at the very end when all the lights were going out and all of that. said that Kylie was texting her because she was going to be just 15 minutes late, mom's word, but she didn't notice Kylie was missing till the next morning. Makes no sense. Hold on. So, I mean, Kylie's mom could have fell asleep, right? Trying to find that. Here's the memorial. This is brought to you by KCRA.
We are so grateful to have the opportunity to join together today with our friends, family, and community in Kylie's name. Though we gather together, grief and healing is such a personal and individual thing. Today we will honor Kylie in honoring each other and holding each other up as we grieve in our own ways. We'll laugh, dance, share stories, songs, and poetry, or maybe we'll cry in a corner or at the podium. It's all okay. We'll remember and we'll create new memories as we all learn how to move forward in a world where we miss her. We are so blessed to be able to miss her together and to walk together into tomorrow. The way that she has brought everyone together, even in death, is a legacy that I will cherish forever. I'm hearing stories about people wanting to be nicer to each other in her memory. Kylie's dear friend recently told her mom that before all of this happened, she thought the word community had no real meaning, that it didn't really exist. But after Kylie went missing, the way our community showed up in full force showed her that it in fact is so very real and so, so powerful. That kind of impact on our teens gives me hope, the demonstration of strength and togetherness, and the way that they have an army of supporters standing behind them will carry them far as they enter adulthood. We would like to thank everyone who has come together to support us in what we hope will be the most difficult time of our lives. There's no way that we'll be able to ever return the kindness, generosity, and compassion that has been extended to us over the last month, but we will live the rest of our lives trying, and in that trying, Kylie will be with us, reminding us to be kind, laugh, and sing, and that sometimes it's even okay to cry. In closing, I want to thank our media friends for respecting our request to give us privacy while we celebrate my daughter today. Unfortunately, the social media frenzy has become such a monster that our teens are suffering, and we want to create a safe space for them to heal together without fear of something being taken out of context. To anyone who gains pleasure or satisfaction from commenting online, I ask you to take a moment to look inward and to try to recognize your motive. Remember the three gates that all words should flow through. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? I implore you to remember that there is honor in silence and there is kindness in minding your own business. You are talking about the death of my child, our community's child. It's time to let our children mourn their friend quietly, peacefully. I hope you can find other, more beautiful and helpful ways to spend your time and remember Kylie. Call your mom, take a walk, pick up a new hobby. Please know we got this. Let her rest.
Okay, so that's a lot, everybody grieves differently. I don't even know if she's had enough time to really process it. But yeah, I mean, maybe she wants to put on a good front, to show solidarity between them. I mean, it was colorful language. It's 2 words without crying. Yeah. It will take years to process. Kylie isn't her daughter. That's why she don't. Oh, I don't know about that. No matter what we're doing here on Earth, it won't affect Kylie after that. Yeah. That is the thing I don't get, Kate Cooper. I don't understand why she cannot just think Adventures with Purpose. I mean, I would have assumed she would have thanked the police, right? She would have thanked the police. 304.
Hey, this is Lucy. I just want to hold on. Let me get you turned down.
It's Lucy.
I just listened to it for the first time this morning, and I have not said a single word about the family in any way. But that speech, written speech to the media prior to the celebration of life just gave me the strangest vibes out of everything here. It just was very weird. I can't even. I mean, I can't even.
I agree. I agree with that. I feel like it was. I don't like to be judgmental. You know what I mean, toward a mother grieving. But I just feel like it was. I don't know. I mean, don't know.
So two things that stuck out to me. There's honor and silence. You know, that's an odd statement to make when there's 400 grown-ass adults and minors who were at a party where we were begging, most especially her father, begging these people to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still needing people to speak up. That's not honorable, and in fact, it put off finding Kylie for 2 weeks. And still yet, no one saw her leave, which is absurd. The other thing was, what was the final statement about minding your own business? There's
she just
what
said
did she
something.
say? What did she say at the very end?
I forget what she said. It was like minding your. Let me see if I can find it here. She said something about minding your own business. I remember that part. What is it?
Oh, there's kindness in minding your own business or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just, those two things are just they were just very strange to hear. The whole thing just was weird. And, the media was obviously invited there because they were present. But, I'm not getting that. But then she says, thanks for the privacy, but yet there was a invite put out on an Instagram page with 11,000 followers on it. And I was listening to a different live stream earlier, and a local that was there called in, and of course she was just like, I can't believe that people came and they recorded and for everyone to see and this and that. And so it's just, I feel like it's how everything in this case has been, where it's like one way, but then there's another backhanded something said that, like, thanks for helping, how dare you help? thanks for coming. We want you to come and celebrate her life, but then we're angry because you're here and you're letting others who can't be here see in a live stream what's happening here.
Yeah, there's not really
the whole thing's just very strange. But that speech was odd. Very odd.
I feel like, and this is my opinion, I feel like the mother and the father are two different beings completely.
Oh yeah.
Wherever, maybe they were similar at one point, maybe they are similar. I mean, I don't know either one of them, but I feel like the father is more pragmatic, but I just feel like there's some sort of friction there between the two.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know. They're divorced. It could be that there's some type of silent argument in terms of, who's watch or whatever. Things like that can get very ugly. And this is something that would stress people out that are on excellent terms.
Sure.
We're still married, so we just don't know. But it's just watching like the community meetings and things like that, it just seems very much like Dad's like, you all know something. Where is my child?
Right.
What happened to my child? And she's just like, thanks to all the friends and this and that. But, they left her there. If she was as drunk as everybody says, they left her there to figure out her own way. They didn't all come speak up. They are still, I'm here to tell you that the people that were at that party are still, and even worse now that she's been found, making contradictory statements because they think they're like in the clear maybe. Mm-hmm. Like she's been found and they think that it's an accident, so they're free to kind of talk however they want. Mm-hmm. And they can probably do that with some people, but others send that stuff into law enforcement.
Right.
And so it's unreasonable to tell everyone to back off because these kids aren't reaching out to Kylie's mom.
They're not reaching out, and I feel like the father is just really fed up, to be honest, right now.
Oh, I agree.
And I mean, maybe they have different rules. The father has one set of rules and the mother has a difference. Maybe they parent differently. Maybe one could even potentially be angry at another one that I can't believe you let, Kylie go out and do this, there was, we don't know, you know what I mean? We just don't know.
Sure. And I think one of the major things for me that makes me feel like something happened, and this is just a very tiny thing out of many things, is that no one saw anything.
Which is complete BS. Complete.
Yeah, I mean,
complete.
They're avoiding even mentioning seeing her vehicle pull out. I mean, that's gotta be like they don't want any parts of even having anything to do with when she pulled away. Mm-hmm. Let alone seeing her drive maybe the wrong direction, blah, blah, blah. They're saying they never saw her pull out at all.
Because in my opinion, she didn't pull out.
There's a small window. I mean, in terms of if you think about a time, an hour and a half is a big window. But in this particular instance, for me, it's not that small. It's kind of small of a window because you have a majority of these people who come forward and say they saw her, and all of it was before 12, right? There's only one person, well, two people, one person that says they saw her after midnight, and another that says that they spoke to her on the phone after midnight. But that's literally it.
Elsa said she saw her at midnight, right?
She originally said she saw her at midnight. She then changed it. After Kylie was found, she reached out to me with regards to the timeline. Mm-hmm. And she wanted me to have appropriate information. So she said, I just wanted to let you know that news article that quoted me saying I saw her at midnight was not true. I saw her at 12:30 when she fell in the hole next to me and my friend, yada yada.
Did she say where the hole was?
She didn't. I mean, everything happened right at the party spot. She laid out an idea of the map for me, and then I spoke to 3 other people who said what she said with regard to like where they parked, where the party was, how they were coming in and out of there. And so if I'm looking at the party head on, the water's to my left and the woods are to my right. Straight ahead is where the party was, and to the right is where the cars were parked. They were in the party area. Kylie fell in the hole. She did not say that she was wasted. She didn't say she needed any help getting up. She didn't say that she stumbled away into the darkness. She just said we asked if she needed a ride home because we were getting ready to go and we had room in the car, and she said she didn't. And she walked off towards her car. Never saw headlights come from that direction. Never saw anybody try to pull out.
Correct.
Never heard anything like that. But what's interesting about that is that's supposed to have happened at 12:30. That picture that we saw of like 30 kids standing along the trees or whatever.
Right.
I was told by one of the kids that was there that was likely the beginning of the night because there were no glow sticks and things like that on the ground. But there was like clearly trash everywhere.
Yes.
The mother of the boy who was with the kid that took that video said that would have been at 11:45 when her son called her to tell her that he was on his way home. So not for nothing, but to me, it looked like the party was over at that point. I did not see any lights. The trash was already everywhere. Nobody was holding any cups. It seemed very much like 11:45 was when everybody was getting ready to pack up and go.
Now, what time? I need to pull up that timeline. What time did was the big caravan that left out of there?
12:30. Which would have been Sammy, it would have been Elsa, it would have been a lot of other people.
Right. Let's see here. So,
you know what's interesting though? Have you seen the guy's Instagram who is the camper that, said FBI came to talk to me and I saw a large group of people leave at 12:30?
Yes.
You've seen his Instagram?
No.
So you saw the map that he drew, right?
No, I didn't see it. That's what I'm saying.
So he has a map, and he marked on the map where he was located, and then he marked an X. And this was on like maybe the 10th, maybe the 11th, something like way before she was found.
Mm-hmm.
And the X was right where her vehicle was found weeks later. And he was asked what the X was, and he said that was where the party was. There was no way for him to know that her car was in that spot where he marked that X. So what was happening down there that looked like a party before everyone left at 12:30, because where she was found.
Could it be like a secondary party? The party kind of moved down there?
Sure, it could have been any party, but the point is, someone would have saw her go into that water.
Well, yeah.
If someone was down there right at that spot.
Definitely. Oh, I believe, in my opinion, someone, listen, you can't have 300 or 400 people there, and not see anything. I can't
leave my house in the woods without someone noticing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, or go to town and they're talking about how I was coming to town and I, got an energy drink on Tuesday. So there's no way that 400 people didn't notice something about her leaving.
I don't know. I feel like the farther we get in this case, the more questions we have and the more errors that are being made.
Are the errors being made because they're being questioned?
Flowers got broken off here.
I don't
New
know.
flowers.
But
Because you know what they say about pressure.
Hey, new flowers
Yes.
got hit with this. No.
But why? I mean, like, this is the thing. I mean, it's just something as so simple as knowing what was in Kylie's car and then it falling out, and it's like them not checking and almost willingly leaving it there.
I think a lot of that is gross negligence. And if
Yes.
Dad is as burned up as he appears, I would expect that all of that would be used in any type of civil case that would be brought on by this, because, you know, I watch Judy Ron. I love Judy Ron, Ned Wallace.
Right.
And I like to hear from them. And there's been some times where, you know, police are sketchy and I'm like outraged because they won't agree that like it's sketchy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, I was shocked to see entire live streams where they're going on and on about the mishandling of all this, and you know that it needs to go to the Attorney General. That's how serious.
It just gross neglect, in my opinion.
At this point, it's going to have to be an accident, right? I mean, it's going to have to be. They're going to have to say that it's an accident.
That's
because
what I'm
they
afraid
didn't
of.
treat it as though a crime.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's exactly what I'm afraid of, Sleuthy. I'm just afraid that there's so much that it has just been mishandled or whatever, and they're just going to say, well, an accident. You know what I mean?
Of course. And if something criminal did happen, they've botched it so horribly that any defense attorney is going to eat up every bit of this nightmare. It's never going to work out. So, and that's very sad. And
it is.
as her mother or father, I would be having a very hard time keeping my mouth in check.
Oh my God. Yes, because this is the thing. When you are on a scene, you should be actively thinking about, the defense. You should be thinking about court the moment you are in that crime scene. You know what I mean? Making sure everything is crossed and your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
So we don't have this situation right here.
There would be no reason, no logical reason for the way that they were speaking for weeks about how somebody knows something and they can't even release the last known photo of her because it would jeopardize their investigation. And, the way that they were doing all that, there is absolutely no way that they went to pull an upside down vehicle with her in the hatch. And someone said, oh, clearly this is an accident, so we don't have to treat this like a crime scene. It is a crime scene until it's not.
It should be deemed a crime scene. Yes, it's a crime scene until it's not. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I feel bad for her family. But again, that statement was very strange. And watching the memorial, it was very. It felt to me. You know how when you're watching the press conferences from Placer County and Nevada County, like let's say the August 22nd one, and it felt very much like they were like congratulating themselves and praising themselves for what they did.
Yes, patting themselves on the back.
It felt like that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did so good. We came together. These teens, and they gathered up their friends and
like a
we were
kumbaya
moment.
moment.
Brought sandwiches. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people that I did hear speak basically all said, I didn't really know Kylie that well. Or, I only saw Kylie for, in school briefly, but we weren't really friends. We didn't really talk. I mean, the whole thing's just kind of strange to me. I haven't really been able to put my finger on it, but like I said, I've refrained from saying anything about the family whatsoever, but the comments that were made were weird. I'll just say weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation to be in, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to talk about the family or anything because they're absolutely grieving and they don't need anything else. But then you see this and you're like, what?
Like, we were trying to have some couth and not say anything, but I mean, I think that the annoyance is misplaced. Oh no, the well must have ran out of water. But yeah, I don't know, but I've seen enough I've been waiting for someone to explain to me what they're looking at that would indicate to them that this is simply an accident. She just had too much to drink, smoked pot, and then accidentally turned and went down the wrong road into the water. But I don't even know that she was drunk. I don't even know where people are assuming that she was.
That's another thing. A lot of people says that, Kylie, like 100% would never, drink and drive. She was totally against that. Now, people can say that and they can also do that. They don't really practice exactly what they preach in some situations. But who's to say she was even drunk? Because when Sammy said, we were sharing drinks and stuff, to me, that was too much information she was giving us. It was unneeded information. You know what I mean? It was just too much. It seemed like an odd comment to say.
Sure. And so the only explanation is, are you an alcoholic and she's not? Are you an alcoholic where she's not, to where you guys were drinking the same exact drink? And you were coherent enough to know that she was in no shape to drive, but not coherent enough to tell her she needed to get a ride with you.
Yes.
Or take her keys and make her sleep there. And the whole thing about Kylie being like inebriated, I don't know how she wouldn't have wrecked prior to getting to the top of that hill to go down.
Well, and I mean, just she was coherent enough to, get up out of allegedly a hole herself, text all evening or voice to text or whatever, and, not type all the words correctly and make calls. And Sammy said she wants a ride with her, and then 30 minutes later she's going back to the party and saying no, she's too drunk, I'm going to have to get a ride with someone else. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And when things don't make sense, in my opinion, someone is lying.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an accident, it's an accident. I'm willing to accept whatever it is that actually happened to her. Whatever these stories are, however it happened is the way that it happened, and I'm fully open to whatever that is. But it has to make sense. In my brain, it has to be logical. Now, there's 10 possible things that could have happened, but, maybe 8 of them make sense, and the other 2 is just getting pushed and not making sense.
Right, exactly. There's this, thank you, Tabitha, having a background in the morgue. Have you ever seen where they didn't at least try to approximate the death? Just seems odd she don't have one. I mean, it's sometimes it can be hard to approximate the death when there's, in the water and stuff. Usually check with lividity and stuff like that. And she was in the water for 2 weeks. So we think at least. But have they not tried to pinpoint a cause, or not a cause of death, but a time of death?
Well, that's the other thing. If her body had been in the water for 2 weeks, how how put together do you think he would be? What type of trauma, damage did they cause?
Well, this is the
What
thing.
damage did they cause flipping her over?
There is a difference in fresh water and also salt water. And because the water was warm, 75 degrees is a very warm water. So that really accelerates the decomposition.
Absolutely. And then they went and flipped a whole ass vehicle over.
Yes.
And with her body just unsecured, how are they going to know? You know, basically what it's boiling down to is we have to hope that they have an amazing medical examiner.
Which is the sheriff.
Well, the coroner is the sheriff.
Yes.
The medical examiner, I would love to know who that is, but it should not be the sheriff.
Well,
they should have it listed on a website somewhere. I'll have to look that up.
Yes. Now, she is she's a smaller, she's, very thin and stuff. So, that would, how do I put it? I don't know how to put it. So that helps. And it doesn't matter how small you are, you still naturally gases and the decomposition process happens. The first thing that, however, starts to decay in a human is the eyes. And after 2 weeks of being in the water, she's going to have significant decomposition. And the longer, your skin starts to, we call it sheathing or degloving, and it will literally just fall off in one piece in a lot of places. And flipping that vehicle is, in my opinion, a horrible thing to do with something such as delicate. Now, there is the fish, the animals, turtles, crayfish do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage. And something that is so delicate as forensically, and something that is decaying, it was, in my opinion, just the most horrible thing that I agree with Adventures with Purpose. They should have just taken it up straight up, and
why didn't they take her out via a body bag? Something that simple.
Yeah,
everybody already knew she was in there, right?
Yeah. The thing about it is, I don't think they should have done that either. In my opinion, I think because when you handle, you want to take pictures of the way she is laying in there and all of that. I don't know if they were down there taking pictures and photos before. I pray that they were, before they flipped the vehicle and they brought her up. I pray that they did that. I don't know. Adventures with Purpose, yeah. I'm sure they will have some footage, but it's best to just seal everything up and just bring the vehicle up in one piece. And that way there's not a lot of jarring, and twisting things upside down and stuff, because it can really, really damage a lot of
Her.
the remains.
Yeah, her. I mean, it's. I'm trying to think of the word. Like, brutality is not even the word that I'm thinking of, but I mean, just negligence, just negligent. It's, I don't even know. And then to hope and pray that their ME is competent enough to be able to distinguish, Bubble Guppy, to distinguish, you know, what was done from them, what was done prior to, what was done, you know, because even if she was deceased for, say, a week, let's say the theory that she went into the water later is correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there will be post-mortem, there could be post-mortem damage to her that did not occur in the water, if that makes sense. The other thing is this toxicology that we're waiting on. I listened to a live with a retired medical examiner who said it's going to be very difficult to get toxicology from her.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways, but they have to be very educated and know what they're doing and skilled, which is fine. But so if they can't get the toxicology, what's going to happen? What if it comes back and they say there was no substances or anything in her body whatsoever? Is it now not an accident?
I see. I think that they would say it's undetermined, so they could potentially change it later if something does
if the
come
parents
out.
push.
What's that?
If the parents push, or if an additional piece of evidence or someone makes a confession.
Yeah, I mean, there is a fluid in the eye that they, and again, the eye is the first thing that starts to decay, right? But there's a fluid in the eye that they can get, and that will be the best part of the toxicology. But you have to have a very skilled, you know, someone who's a medical examiner who is very good. And I hope if they can even bring someone in, you know, that would be best.
So I worked in ophthalmology before I worked in neurosurgery. And so I understand about the vitreous fluid, but I also am aware of how fragile an eyeball is. And I just wonder, now keeping in mind, again, I keep getting brought back to her recovery. Okay. So the body is now fragile, even more fragile. It is decomposed quite a lot. Now we're flipping it, and we have these fragile, which, and I don't want to be, you know, morbid, but there's not protections like some of those protections are gone. So I'm just wondering what the trauma of flipping that vehicle over and shit flying around and her flying around, what that's going to do to what they need in order to complete their. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I totally.
So
get it.
Somebody else's eyes need on this, and I think calling the attorney general and having this like overlooked by somebody else that's got nothing to do with anything with this, is likely a good idea. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean like hijack your panel. I'm going to hang up.
No, I've enjoyed it. So, yeah, there needs to be outside investigation. I mean, there needs
if
to be
police are saying that, And police don't say that, you know?
No, you're right.
If police, like, I'm sorry, but like Jennifer Coffendorfer,
Yeah.
I've gone to her before and I'm like, can you believe this? And like, just in pure outrage. And she's like, well, you know, it's probably not that at all. It's probably this. And then here we've got like 3 or 4 people who consistently do that. You know, we don't understand. We're not the law enforcement in charge of this and that. And here they are, like, with disgust, like, in their voice,
Which
watching
is
the same clips
it's a rare
over and over
thing.
again.
It's a rare thing. Yeah, that happens. I mean, that they're being vocal about it, and you know, all anybody wants is real, transparent, truthful outcome of what happened to Kylie. And how long does it take to get the hair sample back of testing for drugs and amount of? It just depends. I mean, on the lab and just as
we can hope and pray. I mean, I pray that the truth does come out. I do believe that it always does. It's just usually in God's time and not ours. But as far as me minding my own business, I can tell you right now that it's something that became public, and I've thrown many hours into making this my business, and I am going to mind my business, which is this.
Yeah.
But I'm praying for their family, and
me too. Me too.
Pressure does burst pipes, so.
Yeah. Well,
but thanks for letting me yap.
Of course. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
I'm going to go listen from the bottom, see what everybody else has to say.
All right, dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sleuthie.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So, yeah, that is interesting. That is very interesting. Is involved, I would suggest watching. Okay, let me get this call. 612.
Yes, justice for all.
Yes.
Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
I have a few points that I'd like to make.
Sure.
They're not theories. They're one question I have is Kylie mentioned that Kaylee and Kylie drank together off of each other's drinks. Well, how do you drink off of a shot? You know, if they're taking shots. That was weird to me. You know, when you take a shot, you certainly wouldn't share it. I mean, correct?
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know that they were shots. I mean, they could have been, you know, they could have just been drinks, you know, mixed with Coke.
Oh, and she's calling them shots.
She's calling them shots?
Yeah,
Okay.
she said we were taking shots, meaning shots of liquor, you know, in a little shot glass.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, I believe she made that statement, but maybe others know. That's how I understood it.
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing that's kind of morbid, but it could be a fact, is that perhaps Sammy was had rigor mortis and was too stiff to even fit in the front seat, so they put her in the back hatch. That's another thought that has crossed my mind. And then, as far as Jager is concerned with his relationship, I can obviously see that Kylie was thinking more about her future and her education, and maybe felt overwhelmed with his, I wouldn't want to say narcissism, but that's what's in my mind, is that he was being very selfish about the relationship. And it was mentioned that we should mind our own business, but they're all over YouTube and whatever, saying all kinds of stuff about their family and the people involved. And so don't we have a right to question? I mean, the citizens are concerned, and YouTubers have settled, or not settled, but have brought together many mysterious cases without the police, and then the police take the credit for it. Well, not the police, but, you know, whoever is trying to take over the case, then they jump in and say, well, now we found this and we found that. And here it was the YouTubers that found it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, that's
Now the rigor mortis. It starts taking place generally about approximately 2 hours after death in the muscles of the, like, it usually starts in the face area, but then it completely has set in after 6 hours or so, 6 to 10 hours, and then lasts for approximately 24 hours. I don't think it was that personally. I think that if this is negligent or foul play, I think that she was put in the back because the people that whatever happened to her, they knew her, and it's less personal. It's like sometimes whenever someone kills someone that they know, they will put like a bag or something over their heads because they don't want to see their face, because they're very familiar and they have a personal relationship, so they don't want to see their face. So
do you believe that Kylie was tied with that strap so that she couldn't float out the windows and so on and so forth?
I mean, I don't know whether she was strapped, but I do know that there was a seat belt that was in the back. And in my opinion, there was windows down to make that car sink in mere literal seconds. So, and she was in the back. And then we have that story about the seat belt with the tow truck driver, which I believe him. So it would make sense as a potential theory that she could have or was allegedly strapped in.
Very strange, because Sammy talked about her belt and that they had gone out to go to the bathroom in the woods, and she knew definitely that she had a belt on. So I just found that very strange also. I mean, why mention her belt? You know, I mean, you talk about privacy. My goodness. Why would she be talking about Kylie's belt? Her belt on her pants, not, you know, she was mentioning that, oh, I know she had a belt on because we went to the restroom out in the woods and I saw that belt and I saw her buckle it up, and there are so many strange things that they stick out to me for some reason. I don't have a theory, but I do believe this is well, I would use the word evil. It's just not right. Something is not kosher in this relationship between her friends, and the parents are just not realizing that the children these days are not being raised with any amount of discipline almost. It's like they raise themselves. Not all young people, of course, but a good majority of kids nowadays, they just get to do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can't communicate with each other unless it's, technology. They don't have, I don't believe they have there's not one tear being shed. At every celebration of life or funeral I've ever been to, you can hear the emotion in a person's voice. You can see it in their faces, like that man that came out of the water and was grasping for air, and his eyes were just like he had seen a nightmare. He is the one who knows exactly how she was when they found her.
Yes.
He is the key.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for calling. I'm getting some more calls, so I'm going to have to take these calls.
Thank you so much. I enjoy
Thank you.
Your work. I'll call it work instead of a show. You all work so hard, and I'm hoping and praying that Kylie will get justice.
Me too. Thank you.
Justice for all.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Call
Bye.
back soon. Bye-bye. All right. 304. Hello. How are you doing?
I was calling. I thought that was a little weird. I'm with the caller before this one. They call me the mermaid. That was strange about the. It kind of sounded like a backwards Bible belief. Like mind your own business. Like everybody's up in all these kids' business, and we should just mind our own business and not be looking at these. Why, as a mom, that would be the first thing I would want.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about 300 or 400 kids, but I'd want the FBI questioning and grilling 300 or 400 kids. Not setting at a picnic memorial for the girl. It looked weird. It just, the dad doesn't seem to be in the same mindset. I'm not sure why people are so upset with Adventures with Purpose. I've watched them for 2 years.
Yes. Well, that girl, thank you so much. She just said something very interesting. There are a lot of families that would love the ability to celebrate their loved ones that are missing, but their closure has not come. Not showing respect to the ones that gave them that closure, which is Adventures with Purpose, is not just or fair to the ones still missing. And that's a true thing. I mean, they can, the family, which Adventures with Purpose has been nothing but classy the entire time, but Adventures with Purpose is the ones that gave them that closure. I mean, not the closure, but maybe the answers for that they found Kylie. Yes. And thank you, Jilly, so much for your super sticker, honey. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, that girl. So yes, go ahead with your call, hon. I'm sorry.
Just it helps them get answers to start to finding closure for her. And I'm just not convinced that Sammy or Jagger are, well, at least Sammy is in this girl's circle. To me, it just doesn't feel right. And as a parent, she doesn't seem to want social media involved in her child's case. I understand that to a degree, but she's getting really good coverage, She's getting, we're not having, like drama on here, like the Chroma Channel stuff. It went just fun crazy like somebody UFO'd her out of there. I mean, it's a possibility that this is really, some foul play involved. And as a parent, I mean, I've watched a lot of crime cases, and people you don't think would do stuff to your kids will do stuff to your kids. And after watching Sammy, as a parent, my youngest, well, the oldest, he just turned 19, and I'm like, I look at him in that age range of these kids, and I'm like, would you do something like that? Is this normal? And, do you, that would be your friend's party like this? Is that like, would you really leave your best friend in the woods somewhere, And it just don't sit right with me. It's really getting aggravating. And the mom just seemed like she wants the world to go away when they're just trying to say, hey, maybe you should talk to Sammy and Jagger there.
Yeah.
I've trained some kids up. I'm sorry. I just would want to know. And if she knows them that well, I'd just come out and say, look, I know them. They didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Clear it all up and people would leave her alone, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Thanks for letting me call.
Thank you so much for calling. Please call back and give us your opinion again, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, my love.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Yeah, it's extremely sad. It's bizarre, but Justice for All, if there's a gift membership, please think of me. It's based upon how you interact, from what I understand, when somebody gifts a membership. 910, thank you for calling.
Yeah, hi, Justin. This is Kim.
Hey, Kim.
And I don't want to get other channels, but another video they had Sammy with white paint on her legs saying, find Kaylee on the night of the party. She had scratches and bruises all over her body, and they said that Sammy's sister said at the very beginning of the case, when Kaylee went missing, that Sammy was sucker wet and dirty. And there's videos of it.
Was wet. I did hear about Sammy being wet, but I haven't seen pictures, you know what I mean, as far as Sammy being wet and dirty. But I did see the photos of Sammy with, like the paint and stuff on her when she wrote on her. I think she wrote on her body or something.
On her leg, and then there's scratches and bruises, and they even show bruises on her arm.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to report that.
No, it's who knows?
All right, thank you.
What I mean?
Love you, Tim.
Thank you, dear. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Call anytime. Bye-bye. All right. 615, thank you for calling.
Hi, is this Justin?
This is Justin, yes.
Okay, this is my first time ever calling in on the show.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
I think everyone's overthinking this.
Possibly.
My philosophy is this. It came out on Betty that her best friend, Kate, is that her name?
Yes, uh-huh.
And Jagger was sleeping together.
I've heard that, yes.
Yeah, if you look at Kate in certain angles, to me, she favors Kylie. So, if you go back to the tow truck driver, maybe Kylie was already in the back. They really kind of panicked. And maybe they needed him to have his fingerprints in the car. And I think that's where Sammy comes in, because Sammy's kind of like a know-it-all, like hold my beer type of guy, a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's where she came in and like, y'all dummies, y'all don't know what to do. So I think the thing with the seatbelt deal, I think they already had her in the back, but I think they needed to make sure she didn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is if the hairbrush and all this stuff came out of the car, that lets you know that Kylie had to be strapped in. She would have. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does actually.
Yeah, so I think, usually whenever, I guess you could say your man or your boyfriend runs off with somebody, most of the time it's your best friend. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's kind of how I look at the story, just a different angle.
Right. I mean, it's possible. I'm showing a picture right now of, does this look like Kylie to you guys? And I mean, it looks like long hair. They're saying boxing gloves, but I don't know about.
Yeah, and I think
Let me try this
where the next her best friend comes in at, usually if you look at people that, and I'm not saying that she didn't care about her, but it's usually in a death situation, if you look at the person that does all the crying, they usually have a guilty conscience about something.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it sounds like, and if you remember, Adventures with Purpose said that the tow truck driver ID'd the guy. And what's his name? SF investigator. He told on another channel that they said that it was Jagger. When they asked him who would he think it would be, and he said Sammy and Jagger. So I'm thinking that Sammy's in there, but I'm thinking the case kind of fits the puzzle a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the affair, supposedly affair or whatever.
Yeah, something. I feel like there's definitely some type of relationship over like that was fighting over a guy or something. I'm trying to look at it.
And another thing, has anyone, because I'm from a small town in the South, can't tell, has anyone ever looked into the background of the parents, like arrest records or something? Because sometimes, the sheriff can hold something over your head. You've been from Virginia, sometimes it'd be like, well, I know what you did, but go along with this and I want to arrest you. So has anyone ever looked at the background arrest record of the parents? I mean, all parents?
I mean, do you mean the parents that was at the party? Which parents?
Well, Kylie, mom, stepdad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what would be?
Because it just sounds like to me that her mom is just going along, and I've never lost a child, so I don't want to down the lady, but it just sounds like her mom is going along with the police too much.
That the mom is what?
It seems like the mom is kind of siding with the police so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they've done all this wrong stuff, but from her speech yesterday, it's like, well, you know what? That's kind of okay. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see, I guess,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But just a different angle at the story. May not be true, but just a different way to look at it.
Yes, for sure, for sure. I mean, we're all, can you zoom out and back in slow? No, it won't let me with this one. It just lets me do like 1 or 2.
But I'm going to continue watching. But just called in to just a different angle of the story.
Thank you. No, I mean, we're all speculating right now, so it's
right.
That's all we got.
Okay. Have a good night.
Thank you, my love. Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and ICU says the stepdad is clean. I mean, I personally don't think that there is, the parents are involved, personally, but it's a glow stick collar in the movement red. Yeah, I don't think it's a boxing glove or anything like that. I was trying to read what someone posted here on Twitter just a moment ago. And it's, perhaps this wasn't a one-off DUI crash by a teen too drunk to drive. Perhaps it wasn't. Hold on one second. I'm going to have to turn my phone off. 1 second. Okay, I had to turn my phone off for 1 second because I want to talk. So this, what is this? Hold on, let me put it in the new one. What is this? Perhaps I've learned a lot. To A, gather knowledge. B, use institution. C, trust my gut. D, listen to the hive mind's word clouds. This wasn't some local whack job. C, the occult. What the hell? The use of a box truck. This is a clusterfuck. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you guys. Hold on. Truth seekers and persons with empathetic, curious minds have been drawn to this case like no other, and some are experiencing severe reactions. The public's attack on Adventures with Purpose are extreme and appear to be orchestrated. Homie, don't play that. Finding cars. Nobody's talking. No photos online. No videos deemed credible. Everyone splits at 12:30 when the party's still young. Kylie wants to slip away, but not be. Okay, fuck this. Pardon my French. I don't get it. Sorry. Yes, that's what I mean. Exactly. I mean, I just feel like the friends are involved. I feel like there was some secret type of maybe affairs going on, or something came out, or there was a fight over Jagger or something. I don't know. Guys, I've been on here 2 hours and 33 minutes. I really got to go pee. I may be back shortly. Thank you, guys. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Looks like a baseball cap. So, thank you all. I appreciate you. I will be back on hopefully a little bit later this evening. We'll just have to see. I appreciate you all. Please hit the thumbs up button before you leave. I would greatly appreciate it. I have to go do some laundry and stuff for school tomorrow. That pic, what Dolly was talking about. Oh, Some of them do seem entitled, yes. Yes, thank you to whoever gifted the membership. Thank you to members, Patreons. Thank you for just being here. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you for being here for Kylie and for supporting my channel. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I love you all and I appreciate you. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you for becoming a member. Thank you all. Thank you for super chats, everything. God bless you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.